Cowboys could replace Dak Prescott with 4-5 TD QB labeled next Tony Romo. As the Dallas Cowboys continue to be in a standoff with Dak Prescott over a new deal, the franchise may need to have a backup plan. Bleacher Report's Maurice Modone put together a list of the top potential quarterback replacement options. One name to watch on the 2024 NFL draft list is Oregon Ducks standout Bo Nix. The quarterback's projections have a wide range, but there is a chance the Cowboys could land him in the second round. Assuming they target top prospects to fortify their offensive line, they should start to look at quarterbacks on day 2, Modone detailed in the April 13, 2024 story titled, 2024 NFL Draft, QBs Cowboys should target as potential Dak Prescott replacements. With picks 56 and 87, Dallas could consider Bo Nix, who hasn't generated much first-round buzz. Remember, ESPN's Adam Schefter said the Cowboys may draft a quarterback higher than you think. As a second or third rounder, Nix would be a high-floor prospect to back up Prescott. As of today, Dallas has the perimeter playmakers and appropriate system to help Nix succeed if he's the eventual replacement for Prescott. Potential Dallas Cowboys target Bo Nix is drawing comparisons to Tony Romo. Nix was one of the most productive quarterbacks in college football last season. The quarterback threw for 4,508 yards, 45 touchdowns and 3 interceptions while completing 77.4% of his passes. Nix also added 234 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground. Given his production, why would Nix not be a first-round selection? Nix is on the older end for an NFL prospect at 24 years old. Questions also remain as to how Nix's game will translate outside of Oregon's system. Cowboys fans will like the comparison NFL.com's Lance Zierlein gives for Nix. The draft analyst sees a lot of similarities between Nix and Cowboys legend Tony Romo. Rare 5-year starting quarterback whose play has matured in front of our eyes, Zierlein detailed in his pre-draft profile of the quarterback. Nix displays the accuracy, arm talent and athleticism consistent with today's brand of pro quarterback. Nix has shown great improvement with his pocket poise. He's capable of moving the sticks as a scrambler or as part of the running game. Some of his gaudy production has been driven by the Oregon offense's design, but his talent clearly stands out, Zierlein added. I've harbored bias from watching the overwhelmed version of Nix during his Auburn days, but as the saying goes, tape don't lie. Nix appears more than ready to attack the league with an NFL-caliber skill set. Cowboys rumors. Dallas may need to move up in the second round to land Bo Nix. Pro Football Focus's Sam Monson projects Nix going to the Las Vegas Raiders with the number 44 pick, well above where Dallas would be on the clock at number 56. The number 24 pick is likely too early for Nix given the Cowboys' other roster needs. Yet, Dallas may need to move up in the second round to snag Nix. He's so much more confident than he was when he came in, an anonymous NFC area scout told NFL.com. The only thing you worry about a little bit is how he will respond when he's outside the comfort of that Oregon offense. Does he play with the same confidence? With Trey Lance and Cooper Rush already on the roster, there is likely not an urgency to add another backup quarterback. Selecting a quarterback high in the draft would indicate the Cowboys have concern about Prescott signing a long-term contract extension. Prescott is heading into the final season of a 4-year, $160 million deal.
Ex-player gives Cowboys harsh warning as team in trouble with NFL draft nearing. It's been well documented, of course, just how poorly this offseason has gone for the Dallas Cowboys. The team has been unwilling, actually, to retain its own free agents, has hardly gone out and added other free agents and has not yet found a way to re-sign the 3-star players who need new deals. It is only April, and we're still more than a week from the start of the NFL draft. But in some quarters, the sky is already falling for Dallas. One of those quarters happens to be ESPN headquarters, where former NFL veteran defensive back and longtime analyst Louis Riddick made some bold warnings for the Cowboys on Wednesday morning. Dallas could be in trouble, Riddick said on Unsportsmanlike with Chris Canty, Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman. There's still time, but now what has happened is their margin is like slim and none. They better nail the draft and they better knock it out the park. Cowboys facing tough negotiations with stars. The Cowboys are in the midst of 3 tough negotiations on possible new contracts, with quarterback Dak Prescott, receiver CeeDee Lamb and edge rusher Micah Parsons all eligible for extensions. The talks with Prescott have gone nowhere, and both Lamb and Parsons are sitting out of voluntary workouts this week. That's the source of the Cowboys' inactivity. In a way, it's not a bad thing. Having players who need big new contracts means you've drafted well and developed the guys you picked into stars. Every team wants to be able to draft somebody and then when their contracts come up, retain them and pay them at market, above market, because that means you picked the right guy. CeeDee deserves his, Doc deserves his, Micah, I get it, Riddick said. But the problem is, the Cowboys of 2024 won't be better than the Cowboys of 2023 as they sit now. The fact is, your team as currently constructed, let's say at the end of last year, wasn't good enough, Riddick said. When you say you are all in, you know that everyone else is interpreting that as meaning you're doing whatever it takes to get over the hump. Not to just get there, but to get over it, because they're worse than they were last year. They're worse. They have one true starter on the offensive line and they don't really have a running game. Quite honestly, as they sit right now, they're in trouble. They're in trouble, holes to fill, but some hope no doubt. Dallas has spots to fill. Tyron Smith, the starting left tackle, is off to the Jets. Tyler Biadasz, the starting center, is also out, heading to Washington. Michael Gallup, the starting wide receiver, is gone. Tony Pollard, the starting running back, is in Tennessee. Starting defensive lineman Durance Armstrong will join Biadasz in Washington. Linebacker Leighton Vander Esch retired, and cornerback Stephon Gilmore is out as a free agent. That gives the Cowboys a very long to-do list in the upcoming draft. But things might not be as bad as they seem. Rico Dowdle can at least be half of a rushing attack at running back. The Cowboys have confidence in backup lineman TJ Bass, as well as new center Brock Hoffman, and will get linebacker DeMarvion Overshown back after he missed his rookie season with knee surgery. The group went 12-5. It might be a bit dramatic to suggest they can't get back to that level, or near it. Riddick is down on their prospects, however. They're not going to win the division, they're not even going to come close to winning the division, he said.